Okay guys, let's do a little bit of practice with aliases. So first of all, you guys have already been doing this if you've been following along, just naming columns on the fly as we go along. But let's just do a quick basic example and then a little bit more of an advanced example that has some topics that we haven't covered yet, but it's a really great use case for aliases. So first of all, we'll do select. Let's go ahead and use the customers table again, just because we have been using that one quite a bit. And so let's do select first name from, and then, oops. And then we want the customers table, right? So then there we go. All right, and we're good to go. And so let's just go ahead and select first name from the customer table. Whoops, I think I closed my query. There it is. So if we look, there we go. There's all the first names, just the first names. And you can see there's our column name. Let's say we want to alias it though, something shorter. Let's just do F name like that. And there we go, it's aliased. Additionally, if we want to, we can even change the name of this table. So we could say, we could call it cust if we want, just to make it shorter. And so that's not something that we'll be able to see right here. But what is really useful when you're doing that kind of thing is you could just make it the first letter like this. Then when eventually we're doing joins down the road, we can alias tables, and so it makes referencing that table much easier, because all of a sudden if we want to reference this table right here, we don't have to go in and type in, okay, get me the column Christian Metabase course Chinook customer first name. We can just say get me C dot first name like that, or if we've already aliased it, we could say C dot F name. And so to show you guys what I mean, we'll actually do a quick example of that. Disclaimer, I'm going to be doing a join. Don't worry about following along for that portion, but just watch how I alias some certain columns here. And so we'll be using a couple different tables. And so we will first do select all from, and then we want to go ahead and do Christian Metabase course, Chinook, and then we want the track, I think, is what we'll have. And then we're going to alias this just as T. Just like that, pretty straightforward. Whoops. So then if we go ahead and we run this query like this, what we'll get back is a list of all the tracks. And you'll notice there's a lot of foreign keys here. And remember, those foreign keys are just the identifiers from a different table. So we actually want to go ahead and do a join for the media table, or media type table, I should say. So we'll do Christian Metabase course, and then we'll do media type, like that. We'll alias this one as M. And so we'll come in here and we'll say on, and then instead of having to type out this entire big thing, because we alias this, we can say T dot media type ID, and that's referencing this column right here. And then we'll say this is the same thing as the m.media type ID. And so notice what we did there. You don't have to understand this, but just know that, hey, we named this table just M, and then we called it right here. And we named this table just T, we called it right there. And so we'll go ahead and run that. And now we still have the media type ID, but you'll notice we have these new columns right here. And this media type ID is the same as this one right here. And we have this name right here, this MPEG audio file. And so this is going to tell us, hey, not only are we just have this ID, but we have this this specific description. But you'll see they both have name right here. And because they have the same column name, they've changed this one to just a name like that. So if we want to change things around so that way these column names are a little bit more descriptive, we can say, okay, give me the T, because we're referencing this from that name right there. Give me the T.name as the track name, right? And then go ahead and give me the m dot name as the media type name. And if we come here and run this, we'll just highlight this one really fast and boom. There we go. So now we can see, hey, we got the track name and the media type name, and because we alias them, they're really straightforward. What will happen if we don't alias them is they won't be as descriptive. So if we run this, you can see we just got name and name one. I think it's far better if we do it this way, because that way when we're looking at the query, or let's say you write the query and then you come back to it a month later, it's very clear, oh, this is the track name and this is the type name of the media file. And so those are aliases. Like I've said, don't worry about the inner joins and things like that, because we'll get to that at a later date. But just now, for now, understand you can alias columns, you can even alias entire tables if you want. And then once we get on to, like later on in the course, we can actually alias this whole thing if we wanted to as a new query. And that's how you would do that. So don't worry about, like I said, a lot of what we just talked about, but just know alias columns, alias tables, and you can alias queries. I'll see you guys in the next video.